All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about one of the most powerful data platforms on the planet, Azure Fabric. It is an absolute game changer, for sure. But, with all that power comes a pretty hefty price tag. So we're going to break down exactly how you can tame those cloud costs using a FinOps mindset.
So let's just start with the question that I'm guessing is on your mind. You've jumped into this incredible unified platform. It's amazing, but now you're looking at that monthly bill and you're starting to wonder if that power is getting a little too expensive. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. And we are going to tackle it head on.
First up, let's get into the relationship between Fabric's power and its price, because really, understanding this tension is the absolute key to getting a handle on your spending.
So the genius of Fabric, right, is that it puts everything, all your data engineering, your analytics, your BI, all of it under one single roof. But what that means is you're not paying for a dozen separate services anymore. Nope, you are paying for one giant shared pool of resources, and that means you got to think about your bill in a totally new way.
Okay, so how in the world does that bill actually work? Let's decode the core concept behind Fabric's pricing so you know exactly what it is you're paying for.
Everything, and I mean everything in Fabric, comes down to this one idea: capacity units, or CUs. The best way to think about it is like a shared power plan for your house. You're not paying for every single light bulb and appliance separately, you're just buying a block of electricity that powers everything. CUs are exactly the same. A bundled package of compute, storage, and AI for your whole Fabric setup. The big takeaway here? You're not paying per query. You're paying for a block of shared power. And this is where the rubber really meets the road. You buy these capacity units in different tiers, or SKUs. They start small at an F2 with just 2 CUs and go all the way up to F64 and even bigger. Your monthly cost is tied directly to which size you pick. So it's pretty simple. A bigger plan gives you more power, but it also means a higher fixed cost every month.
Okay, so you've bought your block of capacity. The next logical question is, what's actually using it all up? Let's take a look at where your money is really going inside of Fabric.
So here are the biggest culprits, the main consumers of your capacity units. And no surprise, the heavy-duty stuff like Spark jobs and machine learning, well, they're right at the top. But don't sleep on the other factors. The size of your data in one lake, how complex your Power BI models are, even how often your pipelines run. It all adds up and burns through those CUs.
And this chart just tells the story perfectly. For a lot of folks, the breakdown looks something like this. You can see that a massive slice of the pie, a huge chunk of the cost, is often these compute-heavy workloads like Spark. So this is your starting point for optimization. Find your biggest slice and you'll know exactly where to focus first.
All right, enough about the problems, let's get to the good stuff, the solutions. We're going to open up the cost-saving toolkit and look at some super practical, actionable strategies you can start using right away to get your Fabric spending under control.
The first, and honestly the most powerful tool in the kit, is understanding this difference right here: over-provisioning versus auto-scaling. Think of over-provisioning like buying a massive power plan for a party you only throw once a month. For the rest of the month, you're just paying for power you don't use. Auto-scaling, on the other hand, lets your capacity grow and shrink based on what you actually need in real time. It's the key to stopping that waste.
Want some things you can do, like today? Here you go. 4 steps to immediate savings. First, pause any capacities that just aren't being used. Easy. Second, schedule those heavy jobs, like your notebook runs, for off-peak hours when capacity is cheaper. Third, and this one is huge for accountability, isolate workloads into different workspaces. And finally, set up lifecycle policies to automatically move old, cold data to cheaper storage.
And here's a quick checklist of some more pro tips. First, use efficient data formats like Delta and Parquet. They save a ton on storage and processing. Next, really question your Power BI refresh schedules. Don't refresh massive datasets if you don't have to. For all you developers out there, cache your data when you're building notebooks so you're not rerunning expensive queries again and again. And finally, use Power BI's Direct Lake mode whenever you can. It avoids duplicating data, which saves you CUs.
Of course, you can't manage what you can't see, right? So these are the tools you absolutely need to know. Azure Cost Management is where you'll set budgets and alerts. The Fabric Admin Portal is basically your command center for watching CU consumption in real time. And then tools like Power BI Usage Metrics and Azure Monitor give you those deep, detailed logs to figure out exactly which report or which job is costing you so much money.
Okay, so let's zoom out from the individual tactics and talk about overall strategy. Because the most effective cost management isn't just about cleaning up a mess after the fact. It's about building a cost-smart platform from day one.
This right here is the foundation of a cost-efficient architecture, the bronze, silver, and gold layers. You land all your raw, messy data in the bronze layer. Think cheap storage. Then you process it, clean it, and make it more concise in the silver layer. And finally, you create these highly aggregated, business-ready datasets in the gold layer.
And here is why that is so incredibly important. The whole point is to make sure your expensive Power BI dashboards and your user queries are hitting the small, efficient gold tables, not the massive, raw bronze tables. This one architectural decision can save you an absolute fortune in compute costs by preventing users from accidentally querying petabytes of raw data.
So, if you take away just one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. True, sustainable cost management isn't just one thing. It's a combination of smart architecture, clear governance policies, and intelligent automation. Get those three pillars right, and you are well on your way to a cost-efficient platform.
And that brings us to our final question, something for you to think about. Take a good, hard look at your own platform. Was it designed purely for performance, to be as fast as possible? Or was cost efficiency a first-class citizen right from the very beginning? The answer to that question could be the key to unlocking some major savings. That's it for now.